So now is our opportunity to hear from our mayor. I have to say that I have had the unique opportunity of being in her orbit since I was much younger. I have had the opportunity to be around a group of incredibly strong women leaders. Some of you know my aunt, Jackie Goldberg. So to be raised with my aunt, to be raised around the great Maxine Waters, to have learned from their leadership, and to have watched this incredible growing leadership from our city at Community Coalition, statewide, to then in DC, and now back in Los Angeles. And I've had a role of being like a rabbi advisor. There's been a group of us, 3 women, who the mayor has asked from the time of being a congresswoman to meet with. And I remember when you said to us, so I'm thinking about running for mayor, what do you think? And I remember the thought of like, wow, that would be incredible, but are you sure that you want this? This is, I mean, I know it's a lot in DC, but being the hyper local, right here, right now organizer that I am, I know it's a lot in Los Angeles. So I was like, are you sure? And you had such a clear, very clear and committed, enthusiastic, yes, I am. I love this city. This is what I want to do. And boy, did you have no idea, did we have no idea what was coming. And to have you at the helm during these, from the fires to everything that's been happening, it has just been a very spiritually, emotionally, and terribly difficult time in Los Angeles. And to have your leadership and your continued leadership has been a blessing for us. So thank you. And we just also want you to know that we're here to partner with you, as you already know. And because these call for a continued creativity, right? I think these times call for strategic organizing and also creativity beyond what we have thought of before. So thank you so much for all that you do for our city. Friends, our Mayor, Karen Bass.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh no. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That means everything to me. And I want to be brief because I'm so excited that we have one of the greatest moral authorities of our time here with us today in Los Angeles. And you know, when we did have that conversation, what has driven me all of my life is really the spirit of the fight for social justice. That's the through line to no matter what I've done. And that conversation was about fighting for the people on our street who were unhoused, and my fear that they were going to be demonized and criminalized. And I look around the room, and we've been in so many fights together. I saw Louis Chase somewhere, and I remember working with, where's Pastor Chase? But working with him back in the days where we were fighting, right, the anti-apartheid movement. I mean, we go way, way back because the fight for social justice takes a lot of different ways that we have to fight, but now we are really at a seminal moment in our history where this is the greatest challenge to our democracy, really since the Civil War, where I just left a press conference with the governor where he was signing a series of bills, and I call that the legislative resistance. And then before that, I was with Bishop Barber, where we were talking about the street resistance, and this is the faith resistance, because it's going to take all-sided approach, all different levels of resistance to fight to save our democracy. But the fact that we have to be organized like this to protect ourselves from our own federal government, that back in the day, we viewed the federal government to help us if we were talking about the civil rights movement, when we were fighting a different type of masked men. And now we have to protect ourselves and come up with a variety of strategies to protect ourselves. But one thing about the issue of immigration, the issue of racial justice, the issue of the environment, when you're in Los Angeles, and this is where we're blessed, Bishop, these are issues that unify our city, not divide our city. And as much as a particular part of the federal government has tried to divide us, we've just stood together stronger. And I do think of my brother that people are remembering now in Orange County, Hakeem. I know that this is on the Sabbath. We had to do this today because we wanted to take advantage of the bishop being here. But I told him as we were walking over, I said, I hope you don't mind, but I do need to bother you because we need him to come back again. We need him to come back again. And trying to tell our young people, because I worry that people don't really pay attention to history. You don't get much history on TikTok. And I worry that we need our young people to know how we fought battles in the past, because this is not the first time we've had law enforcement come and sweep us up, on the federal level. It's not the first time. It's not the first time when we've had mass deportations. It's not the first time that we've been worried about masked men. But to know the struggles in the past, to know how we fought back, and to unify us, especially with younger people that don't know those strategies, the strategy of nonviolent direct action, the strategy of civil disobedience. We have to take that energy and channel it in a way that we can fight productively for this new moral movement. And as the bishop was saying earlier, without the documentation of the civil rights movement, remember, no one would have known about the egregious abuses that were taking place in the South. Well, we're fortunate sometimes, although sometimes it is a curse too, since everything is documented, the idea of documenting this injustice for the world to see and for the hearts and minds to be changed in our country. So I'm just honored to be here in communion with you all. I love the fact that we are in a circle where we can look at each other and feel the unity of what comes from being in a circle, and we need to grow this circle more and more. But all of you are the moral authorities of our city, and so I'm very grateful to be in community with you here today and view this as just another step of our movement that we need to grow. They're looking at us around the country. The mayors are calling. There's 8 mayors that have been targeted, and we all have something in common. You know what we have in common, Bishop? We all look like me. Maybe they're trying to use race to divide us, but race here will unite us. Thank you so much for being here.